sometimes it helps the content and exposes the content, and maybe someone now might go to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, or now they maybe will watch.
You think if XQC is going to watch Hell's Kitchen on YouTube, someone's going to go, I better go and buy a subscription to whatever obscure streaming platform this is on, instead of just typing it in YouTube and watching it for free. Can we start with like the more interesting stuff? Because I think, look, as gamers, core gamers, right, we're not really well versed in legality and how entertainment law contracts and copyrights really work, right? We just kind of, when the whole streaming thing blew up, we just kind of switched on our stream and you know, indented ourselves to Emmett Shear in slavery for years and years. So we didn't really think about how the content we made could or possibly or might not sort of get us into trouble, especially when we were going to things like YouTube, watching stuff along with our viewers, and also the meta that developed, I think, on Just Chatting, which was really centered around reacting to stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't really, there was a time at least, we didn't really know how any of it might bring us on a collision course with like real world, traditional world legislature. But you know, where djWHEAT has been talking about that at length for a little bit now. He's currently at Twitch. He's like the keynote guy, right? You can tell someone's been around in games for a while. They're either bald or they have like a silver fox ponytail. It's one or the other.
We're like the opposite, him and I.
Yeah. But so that's the discussion right now, right? It's been going on for a bit, and you know, keen to hear you weigh in on this because I know things have changed a lot in your tenure in esports.
Yeah, and again, what we're talking about is this last week, a whole conversation about copyright infringement yet again on live streaming platforms. Twitch, particularly, in particular, this particular drama spawns from the top streamers. These aren't unknown no-namers.
No.
These are the biggest folks on the platform streaming very copyrighted, very mainstream materials, whether it's MasterChef TV show with Gordon Ramsay or Rich Campbell doing Lord of the Rings marathon while sleeping. And again, so this is how it kind of all starts. So this happens. Co asks a very solid question on Twitter about, hey man, like, just curious. A lot of people are doing this now. Like, is it okay? Co in his own right is a big content creator. He doesn't do this kind of content. He gameplay and stuff.
That motherfucker went full time, right? Without like any sort of huge follower base. He just started going full time, and you know, after a while of grinding, he kind of made it. That's his truncated story. I'm not really doing it justice here, but one of the top streamers on the platform,
absolutely, and very wholesome, very family friendly, all those kind of things.
Vibes,
very dad. He is a dad now, you know. And he basically, I think he's asking, am I missing something? Like, are these guys legal? Is this cool? Can you do this? What am I missing here? Marcus, djWHEAT again, streamer in his own right for decades, and now obviously still works for Twitch. He has resigned from Twitch. He's in his last month.
He's still there at the moment.
Yeah, he's in his last month, but he still technically is a Twitch employee. He basically chimes in with his opinion, and this is his opinion. Not okay. Like, this is not legal. This is not. These aren't sponsor activations with Amazon or Lord of the Rings movies. You know,
it's not like Thursday Night Football in conjunction with Prime Video watch party kind of thing. Yeah.
And again, as someone who, again, used to be a streamer myself quite often, not a very big one, but, had my own little stream, Scoots After Dark.
Okay.
I streamed classic rock all the goddamn time. I absolutely knew every time I streamed that I could get tagged. I knew that I was so far removed from the bots caring about my stream and on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then Twitch started muting themselves. And I was like, okay, here it comes. They're starting to care. And then the people that own the IP are starting to care. Now, again, do the people that own the rights to Led Zeppelin, are they really going to care that Scott is streaming to his 15 streamers? No, but a bot's going to catch it eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's all automated now. You don't think that some motherfucking bigwig goes to Scott's channel and goes, I'm trying to bring this man down.
Yeah, so I definitely knew that I was breaking the copyright law, if you will. A year, 2 years ago, we had a big, maybe not even less than that, pandemic has melted everything. There was this DMC apocalypse that happened
Somewhat
on Twitch already,
yes,
but more about audio clips and music and clips like that, where Twitch basically said, look, the best thing you can do is just delete everything, right? Because we have to follow safe harbor. We're going to have to start dinging you all. And so literally I deleted my entire catalog. Everyone just started deleting everything because you don't know what's going to get flagged, what isn't.
Right.
And so this is probably where Ko is like scratching his head going, wait a minute. Why do you all think music is different than fucking Lord of the Rings? Because music, there's not even a possibility to be transformative listening to a song in the background. There is this weirdness about a transformative React video, right?
Yeah.
And I know I'm probably catching too many things at once here, but anyway, my take on it is I think Towley put it really good in one of his tweets. You all are poking a fucking bear, and the bear is going to come knocking.
I'm sorry. You cannot tell. I know Rich Campbell personally. Rich, you can't tell me you don't know exactly what the fuck you're doing, mate. You are extremely good at being very calculated while externally looking fucking stupid. You know exactly what you're doing, brother. I know you do because I've spoken to you, and you are so calculated about how your streaming works that it's almost Machiavellian, bro. This is okay. So obviously,
awesome.
Was that our edits?
That's our
edits. So
edits,
does that constitute transformative content by putting things over? I don't know. But having fucking Rich Campbell sat there sleeping on the sofa while this is going on is not. And you fucking know it isn't, mate. I'm not really sure what makes you think you can get away with it. But I mean, this is the kind of stuff that will ultimately get the attention of these sort of governing bodies. So that might even be part of the plan. I hate to say it, but Rich Campbell's a lot smarter than he looks. So, I'm not really sure why, but this is definitely a good way of visiting this kind of reckoning on Twitch as a platform. Especially with these guys are blowing up, I think it's talked about, obviously Hassan shows a lot of content that's not made by him, and it takes place in his discussions. He will check trending, he'll check what stories are happening on Twitter. He'll use that as a centerpiece for conversation, and that he covers the news, right? Every morning sits down, and he educates his chat essentially, babysits them, and sort of talks them through this while picking out really purposely bad takes in the chat to just fucking go nuts at. I swear he's got a network of people purposely posting Papega shit in his chat so we can flame them. But, this should go without saying, right? This should go without saying that if you are sort of streaming this kind of content, it could be a problem. But it's been happening for a while. It's not just Lord of the Rings, right? Mate, I fucking guilty pleasure watching XQC. He's funny at times. Motherfucker sat there watching Hell's Kitchen. You know what I mean? Just, reacting to it, right? But what constitutes transformative, what constitutes fair use, this is normally the domain of lawyers and such like that, and even they will tell you, it's pretty murky. And Twitch can't protect their streamers from governing bodies in terms of DMCA and copyright infringement. They'll just circumvent them and come straight for you, straight for your channel. Twitch had their hands tied when there was 1 strike, 2 strikes on a lot of people during the DMCA apocalypse. So I think it goes without saying that this is maybe, or how far is too far? I think Slasher pointed out earlier on Wheat Stream is okay, what happens when someone gets a pirated movie that's yet to release and streams it like that?
Yeah.
Very extreme example, but how much is it going to take to bring the gavel down on people like this? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and again, I think, Pokimane was doing MasterChef. And again, this transformative thing is very iffy. Jason and I talk about it about our content because we are a company, we make content. We have Valoranting and we have this show, and we always on Valoranting we show B-roll of a TO or anyone, we credit it.
Yeah.
We are transformative. We are a news organization doing coverage with their content. That's already kind of legalized. But even we get freaked out, oh shit, if we play that song, this thing, are we covered?
Yeah.
Are they covered? So even we worry about it in a very extreme way, not let's just put this 6-hour fucking movie in. And obviously sleeping is not transformative.
You know what Ludwig was able to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking.
What Rich did best was he created and I've spoken to him about this, he created a syndicate of streamers that would just host each other, piggyback each other, one after another, basically for 24 hours. Almost like a media network in and of itself. So the guy is smart. He's got a lot of ideas about how to sort of try and innovate on Twitch. This is, I would argue, a bit more lowbrow as far as Rich's innovative endeavors are concerned. Maybe he's trying to prove a point. Maybe he's trying to Banksy this shit. Not really sure.
Yeah, this is great.
This motherfucker clearly don't get out of bed for more than 9,618 subs.
I mean, are you calling him a bait car for big movie? Is he baiting the rest of his streamer friends?
No, I don't know. No, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
No, I don't.
I think, again, guys I think, it's about being the first to do something. People, more than innovation, people value novelty. You know what I mean? I think that you can innovate on something complete. You can create something completely new, or you can innovate on something that already exists. But what works on Twitch is novelty. It's to be the forefront of the meta, right? I like fucking licking ears, ASMR in yoga pants, or hot tub or whatever. The only thing these all have in common is the novelty aspect of it. And it brings a lot of people that don't care so much about video games as they do. Like people that watch pimples getting popped on TikTok. You know what I mean? You don't need a whole lot to capture an audience. Being novel is a huge way to do it.
Well, and I wonder if there also might be just a level of, better to ask for forgiveness, permission if I get dinged once. Because also, you get banned off of Twitch temporarily, it helps you, right?
Look at you, Tyler!
It becomes news. It ends up on live stream fails. You might even get fans because you got wrongly banned and Twitch fucked you.
Or if you get rightly banned, Twitch will still, they will rally behind your cause and cry for freedom.
So it only really hurts you as a business person if you're perma'd, right? Now, I'm not... I'm
Fucking
sure
hell! Right? It still didn't even hurt. It didn't even hurt Dr. Disrespect to get perma'd, did it? So I don't even know if that holds up.
It did not.
Christ on a fucking bike.
If anything, if he sues Twitch and wins, it might even help him even more.
Yeah.
Right? So just a weird... I really liked Tolly's take. I think they are poking the bear, because all it takes... Because, first off, Marcus did his stream earlier today, and Rod, you said Slasher showed up. They had a really long conversation. Shit, they might still be streaming. And it's great to see Rod still alive and well, and pushing all of Marcus's buttons still, just like it was 10 years ago. But I think one of the arguments Rod was making, which a lot of people make that I want to bring up, and then we're going to bring up some other stupid takes, is that sometimes it helps the content and exposes the content, and maybe someone now might go to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, or now they maybe will watch. And Marcus was like, yeah, but if they don't buy a DVD, they don't actually subscribe or help financially that show or that thing.
The argument is that it brings awareness to the product. But you know what it does?
Which then maybe might bring more financial success.
It brings awareness to the fact that you can watch the product for free on YouTube without subscribing to their shit. You think if fucking XQC is going to watch Hell's Kitchen on YouTube, someone's going to go, fuck, I better go and buy a subscription to whatever fucking obscure streaming platform this is on, instead of just typing it in YouTube and watching it for free. Well, your argument, shit. Have we shown this tweet yet?
No, we're going to do that right now. So, so you don't believe Slashers, like Gordon Ramsay is an indie chef and now he's popular because of XQC and he really helped make it?
I'm not going to fall for the bait like Marcus did, mate. I tell you what. I love that Slash's function on that show was to say ridiculous things and to drive conversation around it. That is a valid way, I suppose, of moving discourse forward. But the question is, Scott, and I'm sure there's actually a real answer for this. People that actually know the law might understand it, but what constitutes fair use? What constitutes transformative content? It seems a lot of people have varying opinions about this.
This lawyer right here knows exactly what it is. Let's look at Mike's tweet.
Is he a lawyer?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, his drawn profile picture looks like he could be, a lawyer. Just put fucking Esquire after your name and I guess I'll believe you. All right,
By reacting to the content, it becomes new legally, which is the important part. Oh boy.
Well, how okay, so when you append the word legally to a statement, your implication is that you understand the law to a sufficient enough degree to make that assertion. That's not the description of transformative that I've ever heard, though. So I'm a little unsure. I think old mate might have just pulled this one out of his clacker and thought this would make a fucking great tweet. Let it go. I don't think that's sufficient to constitute transformative content. I could be wrong, and the egg could be on my face, mate, but I doubt it.
I think the weird part about it is that transformative is a vague term. What exactly do you have to legally do to get from A to B on something? Is it talk over it? Is it talk over it with X, Y, and Z on top of talk over? Is it pause it? And like, if your content is 2 hours, but what you're talking about is 15 minutes, have you spent enough transformative talk about I don't know. There's no legal, there is no answer because it's not defined yet.
Is it not?
I don't think it's defined in its, that's what the lawyers in the courts do case by case by case.
Okay, because obviously it's mentioned in chat here, Jay's mentioned that, critique and criticism can function as sort of fair. Okay, here we go. Transformative uses are those that add something new with a further purpose or different character, and do not substitute for the original use of the work, nature of copyright work. This factor analyzes to the degree which the work that was used relates to the copyright's purpose of whatever. It's fucking boomer speak.
I'd say it's vague and it's not vagueness still.
Well, I mean, and that's
per country, right?
Right.
Not
So I saw
universal
someone
global law.
Exactly. I saw someone in chat was like, I'm from Denmark. DMCA law does not apply to me. Fair enough. Have you seen how China sort of just ignores copyright laws and does whatever the fuck they want? Right.
yeah.
So there's like a whole, international law that may or may not exist for this, which is going to be even more of a nightmare for legislators. But still, we've seen music and stuff like that is obviously that's not been deemed fair use, has it? Because we've had copyright strikes as a result of that. But based on that definition, I'm not convinced that we have a solid enough definition of transformative content. Therefore, I suppose these guys legally could get away with it, right? Based on that definition, which I don't see a better one or a different one. Obviously the tweet from Mike Shade that said, "Oh well, it's new, so it's transformative." As much as I joke about it, it's basically a paraphrasing of what we just saw in Google.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so vague that it, and again, maybe these guys are just gonna maybe he
is a lawyer after all, Scott.
Mike, if you're a lawyer, I apologize for saying you're not a lawyer. Again, I think we're going to find out. This is going to be a fuck around and find out thing because they're not stopping. They didn't all magically get all freaked out and stop doing it.
The train's going too fast to stop.
Yeah, to that point where Slasher wanted Marcus to stream XQC and then wanted us to stream Marcus and Rod streaming XQC to really push this reacting section.
Request didn't quite get through management.
It came in late. We didn't get to it in time. But
Lost
gosh, we would have tried to do it if we could have. Yeah.
Sounds great.
We'll put him in the TV and the TV and the TV.
Yeah.
Would that be transformative enough?
Yes, it would be, because each TV would constitute a new form of content.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is the suits and the lawyers. Like, it doesn't matter what we all think about, like, oh, it does help, it might help. They don't care. They care about money. They care about their fucking products and IP.
We'll see who gets who, because one or a group of people are probably going to get leapt upon for this, and we'll see what happens when they lawyer up. And they might have to if the suit is going to cost them a lot of money.
Yeah.
So.
It's very interesting. And again, Twitch is full of all different kinds of use of this. So it's not everyone just sleeping. There are people that are trying to do transformative.
But how do you automate this? You can automate detection of audio.
Yes. This is the issue.
How do you automate the detection of non-fair use of video? That's a whole different question.
Yeah,
I guess you could try and...
How do the bots crawl that?
I would suggest that they would probably use the audio. Of the actual video, because obviously you can isolate an audio track, you can run it through, and to see if it matches, right? So I don't know, because you obviously need a database of the waveforms to compare to sort of see if there's a match or anything sort of being done.
Yeah,
this is me without a working knowledge of how these algorithms work, but that's just a fairly base assumption.
Yep. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. We'll keep an eye on it, obviously. If anyone starts getting dinged, if we start getting any, more repercussions, we'll definitely keep an eye on it.
Play like a Hunger Games. Sit here and...
Oh, shit. Hang on. Speaking of djWHEAT, he's in our... Oh, my God. Copyright! Marcus, I apologize. I didn't see the TV. This is so cool that I can actually look and there is a TV behind me. No green screen, folks. This is behind us,
too.
we
could just react to this content in the TV.
He's quaking. What a fucking boomer. Jesus fucking Christ.
It is boomer. It is boomer. Is he playing or watching?
Is he playing with Slasher chat? Are they playing?
Fucking hell. Slasher constantly tries to bait me into playing games against him that he knows he is just millions of times better than me at. Or he'll message me to let me know that he's just fucking, he got Radiant or on Valorant or whatever. And it's like, I bet none of you casters can do this. And mate, yeah, I've been fucking retreated from society lately, have I, mate? I don't really have the fucking spare time on my hands. Jesus.
Oh, he's watching a movie.
Okay,
This is a trick movie. Thanks.